Last night, there was a murder at Coefficient Street. The victim was Professor Square Root 7, who was recently discovered in the rational root theorem. We estimated his death to be around midnight. We suspect the primary motive may be the fact that he has recently discovered a new theorem and would have made millions off of it. And we have 3 suspects down in interrogations room A, B, and C. Their names are 2 and positive I square root of 5. I'll write them down. Positive I square root 5 and negative I square root of 5. Any questions?
Why are they the suspects?
Oh, they were the last people he had met before his death. And it leads us to conclude that it has to be one of them. We also have discovered a clue that may lead to the identity of the culprit. The professor's dying message, which is we will begin interrogating them within 5 minutes. It is our duty to find who was using the equation given to us by the dying professor. Let us bring them to justice.
Is there a reason I'm here?
Yeah, I think you know exactly why you're here right now, so why don't you just start spilling the beans on where you were last night?
I was watching a soccer match with a couple of friends.
Then I suppose you wouldn't mind giving out the names of your friends,
They were 6 and 4.
So where were you exactly?
I was at home. I had them over.
Fine. You can go back to the waiting area. We'll keep you here until the case is solved. Now what's your story? Out partying all night?
No, I was playing online games with my friends.
What can you do to prove it?
As my friends, I was talking to them the whole night.
I'm afraid I will have to assign you to the cell until further questioning. Okay, you can go now.
Oh, such a waste of time.
Hey kid, is your story the same as your brother's?
What story are you talking about? I'm completely innocent.
That's what everyone says before they get arrested.
Oh, well, I'm telling you the truth.
And stop that. Yeah, the tab. Stop that. Well, you can say you're telling the truth, but tell that to the judge. I listened to way too many junk stories today. I'm getting a way big headache. So just get on with it. So, where were you last night?
I was having a date with my girl.
Where did you guys date? Or more specifically, what time?
I can't tell you that, but I'll tell you I dropped her off at her house and got back to my house before midnight. Why? Is that suspicious?
As a matter of fact, yes it is. I'll need to keep you here as a subject of murder until you can be cleared. Okay, now we finally got the professor's equation. Apparently we got this. Yeah, so, using this equation, I think we should go for the rational root theorem. Using the leading coefficient and all that. So, then the constant factors would be listed on top. And then the leading coefficient over here, its factors are just simply positive or negative 1. Now, because we don't have enough time or the money, we're just going to assign each one of these factors to figure out which one it has one real number. We're going to solve this equation. So you, over there, you're doing plus or minus 1. Plus or negative 1. And then you, over there, you're going to do 2. And you can do 5. Plus or negative 5. And me, myself, will be doing positive or negative 10.
So the possible real solution to this problem we have plus negative 1, positive negative 2, positive negative 5, and positive negative 10. For this synthetic division, I'm going to try 1. So you bring down the coefficients. To start this, we bring down 1. 1 times 1 is 1. Negative 2 plus 1 is negative 1. 1 times negative 1 is negative 1. And 5 minus 1 is 4. 4 times 1 is 4. So, 4 down here, and negative 10 plus 4 is negative 6. We have a remainder here, so this cannot be the real solution. Positive 1 doesn't work. Let me try negative 1. So, negative 1 goes into this box. I'll bring down the coefficients. 5, negative 10. Bring down the 1. Ugh! I can't get this. It's too hard. Can someone else help me?
I'll do it. So 1 times negative 1 is negative 1. Negative 2 plus negative 1 is negative 3. You times negative 3 with negative 1, so you get a positive 3. And you plus 5 with a 3, so you get 8. Multiply with negative 1, you get negative 8. And negative 10 plus negative 8 is negative 18. And that's not the right answer.
Okay, so since positive and negative 1 didn't work, we'll use the leading coefficients again to solve for 2. Okay, so positive 2, and the coefficients are 1, negative 2, 5, and negative 10. So if 1 comes down naturally, and 1 times 2 equals 2, and minus 2 plus 2 equals 0. And 0 multiplied by 2 is of course 0. And 5 plus 0 is 5. And 5 multiplied by positive 2 is 10, which leads to our answer, 0. So we've got the answer for the crime.
Okay, since now, because of our poor funding from the government, the police department is now out of electricity. In the beginning, the equation was a cubic, but through synthetic division, the equation now has become a quadratic. That is one of the factors we have. And our team has found out 2 factors of the equation the professor gave us. X, negative 2, x square root minus 5. And because these are factors, we can equal them to 0, which x negative 2 equals 0 can also be x2. This is one of the answers. As for this factor, x squared plus 5 equals 0. I move 5 over here to become negative 5. X square root of x. Then I can square root both of them to become x. And then negative 5. Well, if I factor it, it would be negative 1 times 5. So then the square root of negative 1 is 5. And because of the irrational and imaginary root theorem, it can also become positive and negative I square root of 5. So positive and negative square root of 5 are both answers. But because they're imaginary, they don't exist. So then the only real number is this, 2. We found our culprit, people. Apparently, the criminal was number 2. Professor Square Root 7 was coming back from her lab to publish her amazing new theory in the field of the mathematics. Number 2 was searching after the document. When he saw the professor, he came up behind her and just shot her with his gun. After taking the file, he just ran back home. Once again, the Algebra 2 police has rescued the world of mathematics. Yeah!